You're listening to the Be Forever Cool podcast. My name is Rex45. I'm on the mic all the time. Another show. It always brings me back. Good memories, good times. Speaking of good times, Mark Marquez, gave us some good times this past weekend and the previous weekend. So I can't wait to chop it up with the gang. There's a lot of firsts this weekend. Pretty crazy to see at Bruno. I can't wait to hear the opinion of all the chaos, the drama. If Track Stars was here, he would be like, it's a telemundo because of all the drama. So definitely thinking about Track Stars in spirit. Before I bring the gang in, I want to thank all the listeners, the subscribers, the followers, the people that comment, the people that keep us on our toes, the people that talk a little bit of ish. We couldn't do it without you, so appreciate it. Go to beforevercool.com, check out the website. We got merch for you. It's dope merch. I like it. It feels good. I wear it every day. I do wear it every day. And we got even more cool stuff coming down the pipeline. So very excited for that. beforevercool.com. Kind of however you want to spell it. Let's shout out to the affiliates, Woodcraft. Eric Woods was up at Loudon at the Classic racing. My man is fast. He's an elder statesman. We've had interview with him on the show, so definitely go listen to one of those episodes and get to know him. But use our affiliate link, Rexy. When you go to Woodcraft's website, you spend over $100, you get a free T-shirt. So I don't know if it's for every 100, but just keep going back. You'll get all the merch you need. Also Pirelli Tire, Mark 10 Motorsports, fellow Jamaican. Mention the Rexy 45 would be forever cool. Get hooked up, 10% discount on race tires. To save any kind of money is a good thing. And all you gotta do is just mention the show and get hooked up. So good things happening for the program, good things happening for y'all listening to the program and tuning in and all that fun stuff. So I know y'all didn't come here just to hear me tell you how you should spend your money. Let's bring the guys in and they'll tell you how to spend your money. Tyson, welcome to the show, man. How you doing tonight?
What's up, Rexy? I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I can't complain, man. It's it's always exciting. It's always exciting. And this past weekend, unfortunately, I was close to Loudon, but not quite there. But from what I can tell, it sounds like it was beautiful up there. Loudon wouldn't be Loudon without all the drama, and we'll talk about it. But it must have been nice to get up there and take it all in.
It was good to get back to the track, see some racing. I don't know if I went last year. I may have popped in for like a race or two, but yeah, it certainly was fun. Definitely didn't enjoy getting rained on though on my drive up there. That was not pleasurable, but typical Loudon. Its own weather pattern, just a perpetual rain cloud sitting above that track. I don't know what's going on with it, but someone should study it. They could probably get a doctorate on it. That's an idea for any of the listeners out there.
Right? AKA Lucy, I'm going to take the football. Yeah, it's different when you're riding up there. I know you said drive, but you rode the BMW, the S1K. So It's different when it's coming down. It's not like rain down here in Florida where it's still warm out. When the rain comes down, it gets a little chilly too. So it definitely
gets cold.
Character.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy hot either. It was like maybe mid 70s. So once the rain starts coming down, then it gets into like the 60s, maybe in the high 50s, and then like now you're wet too and driving it gets cold quick.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But we're gonna talk about it because Tyler Scott seems like that. He might be the Marquez, or he's getting that lottery money quick. So we're gonna talk about the Classic and MotoGP. Let me bring the rest of the guys in for sure. Reese, man, welcome to the show, man. How you doing tonight?
What's going on, man?
I mean, I can't complain, man. I see you're excited, you're happy, you're smiling. I know Ducati's back on the podium. I know that's what it is.
Yeah, I ain't a Ducati guy. I was like, don't put me out there no red. I'm in blue. I'm like, no, sir. You know me. I bleed blue.
But your boy Marquez, he's keeping you in the keeping you in the points. You might be ahead of the points. I even looked at the numbers there. You might be ahead of the points because of Bez. But we're gonna dive into that, man. How's your week? I mean, this week coming up. I don't know if you're allowed to say publicly, but how's your week coming up?
All week is fine, man. All week is good. And, I got some things going on here. Now, finally made it home. Vacation tomorrow, so relax today.
There you go. All right, you said it, not me. So I didn't know if you said you were getting some type of surgery or something. It wouldn't be at work.
Nah, no surgery. I mean, you want to call it surgery, we'll pop it out there soon,
No doubt. That's what's up, man. Did you enjoy the race weekend?
Yeah, who didn't enjoy that, man? That was a crazy one. We'll go ahead and talk about that here soon, but that was some craziness.
Yeah, no doubt. TJ, man, welcome to the show. What's good? You got up to Loudon. You brought the crew. It's the classic. What else can we say?
Yeah, it's always a good weekend and a classic. Like when you go to the track, it's like tents everywhere with all the trucks with like Yamaha and Harley Davidson, all the bikers coming into town. So it's a good turnout. It was much larger than always before, and the classic was really nice. So I think the weather always comes into play.
Yeah.
So was some rain. Did dry up quick, and then some rain came back, and but from years past, we had less red flags, and it was a much smoother turnout. So definitely enjoy the weekend, and then MotoGP had its own story. So overall good bike weekend, I would say.
Yeah,
I didn't ride though. Didn't ride, unfortunately.
I think it was it was a good weekend overall. So I won't start throwing bones yet. We'll wait till we get in there. I mean, I think this is a tough one because we'll talk MotoGP and then talk Classic. Last week I said once Igor figure out the beginning of the races and stuff like that, he at least figured out pole position. Pretty wild to see what he did. He's a pretty funny guy. He's starting to warm up, getting in front of the camera more. I think that he could be the Jeremy Lin of MotoGP with Linsanity, because what he's doing is pretty wild. And once you're comfortable in front of the camera and start to make people laugh, you grow more fans and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts of this guy getting pole position, getting 2 for 2 over the weekend? Is it overdue? Is it right on time? We'll start with TJ.
It's right on time for sure. I always said it before how Igor had the results, but he never would say anything. He would always keep quiet, and you just never know his thoughts or what he's thinking, even when he was, about to move to another team. So now that he's actually winning, it's good to see that he's kind of forced to speak, but you get to see his personality, and I think it's right on time where he's actually winning and the results are showing. So it's good to hear him, hear him out, and hopefully he can actually get a podium, first place.
Yeah. I mean, Reese, when you see a guy get pole position in his second year in MotoGP, in the post press conference, he's sitting here saying, at the end of the race, he was just sitting here making a joke to himself saying, Mark, I mean, let me win because, you already got so many wins, and the guy settled for second place. I mean, this is one of the coolest dude I've seen in a long time on the stage. I mean, he kind of remind, for these old folks, he kind of remind me of the Fonz. What are your thoughts, Reese?
I mean, the coolest dude on the stage. I mean, like Mark said, I mean, it didn't look like he had any struggles. He came into the post conference and race, right, watching the screen. He wasn't even sweating.
Right.
He wasn't even nothing. He was just kind of more cool, calm, and collective. So I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, did you have any struggles, any kind of anything? But to know what he did, I mean, it's impressive. It's overdue. I mean, I honestly said, and I was talking to a couple of guys over the weekend. I was like, him coming into the 850 series, the new series, 2027, he might be something to be on the lookout for. You don't have all the power, you don't have all the technology. It's just him. He didn't really have all that in Moto2, and he was, cool and calm and collective under pressure.
Right.
So, him going into this now, it might be something, and going to a factory team, he might be something on the rise.
Right. I don't know the difference of what the Pirelli is going to be, but he's one of the newer guys that's still more used to riding on Pirelli rubber versus
Right.
coming from Moto2. So it's going to be interesting. Tyson, man, I mean, I don't remember the picks, but I mean, to like when I was watching, the Q2 and to see not necessarily the usual suspect, but to see, Mark and these guys start breaking lap records, and then Agura did it, man. What was your thought?
I thought it was pretty impressive. Like, as you were saying, for a guy who's second year in in MotoGP here, he's on a satellite team getting a pole position. I mean, we don't see that a lot coming from some of the satellite riders. But I think it's, in between overdue and right on time. I mean, he's been riding his ass off as best he can this year and last year before that. And I think we just kind of have been waiting for some of these breakout moments for him that I think probably a lot of us were expecting at some point. But to what TJ said earlier, that I like some of his personality coming out. Like, see clips from all these other riders and stuff like that, and I don't think I recall ever seeing a clip of him talking or anyone asking him a question or interview or something like that. And then I saw the one where he was saying, like, I was just wishing that Mark would give me this one. He's got so many, and I thought that was hilarious, and I thought it was very humble, and at the same time, like, forthcoming with information. So I thought it was good to see. And I mean, he should have expected better, though. I mean, Mark doesn't give freebies out to his own brother, so like, he's not going to give one out to I.
Right. And it seemed like it was a tough win for Mark. And even listen to the post press conference, I think he was suffering a lot. But I think the experience of him, and not just the experience, the greatness of him, willed this win for him. This might be, Jordan, the fever, Paul Pierce getting rolled out on a wheelchair and coming back. This might be one of those moments, especially if Mark does win the championship at the end of the year. This will be a crucial point. And, speaking of crucial point, we all saw what happened with Bez. We all saw, what they did. I wrote the question before I even heard the press conference of Pecco saying, like, we've never seen this. The same thing I was saying, like, I went back and watched from the very first video you can watch of MotoGP online to now. We've never seen anything like this, where the steward, the referee, has pulled a guy out, suspend a guy, fine a guy, not suspended, but fine a guy, double long penalty. I mean, this was like, and I say in a sense, like, the amount of training that the marshal, the corner workers have. I mean, the guy didn't quite know what he was doing, and maybe he cut the bike off or did something, but it's not more about what the guy did, more about the penalty. I mean, is this a just penalty for a rider that kind of, just gave a 2-piece but not a biscuit? What you thought, TJ?
Man, like I don't know what I've never seen this in Bezecchi. He's always had the humble character. Get things done. I'm learning and moving forward. And I don't know if Martin got under his skin somehow, or it's just rubbing off. But these corner marshals are here to help you. If you go down, they're here to help pick your bike up. And yeah, his bike was running, but even if he rejoined, like, yeah, he'd have been in the back and had to wish for a red flag. But you still don't put your hands on somebody. Like, at first, the smush that he did, I was like, that's could be a penalty. You shouldn't do that. But then you saw the slap afterwards, and it's just like, bro, what are you doing? And
the guy did say something. But still,
but
let's talk about the penalty, though. Like, to be banned for a race. Let's talk about that again. From Martin put his hand on the mechanic. We already said don't be putting hands on nobody. So we do stand on that side of the fence.
I mean, you got to make an example out of somebody. So he's definitely being the example, and it's a harsh penalty. And for someone who is in the lead of the championship, like he has to think smarter than that. And like now we got Mark Marquez in the talks, so it's kind of he's in danger. So
Right.
these are pretty boys. I don't know. The penalty is pretty harsh to not participate in the Grand Prix, but he's probably just being made the example right now.
All right, Reese, man, I see TJ's playing it safe, man. I mean, I think he's trying to get a job somewhere or something like that. Tell me, man. I mean, like this is like you flip tables over for, right? I mean, the coach gets ejected out of the game for this, right?
I mean, that was just stupid. I mean, it's like I don't know if the pressure is getting to the guy or what's going on. I mean, he said that the marshal, or the corner worker picked up the bike. The bike looked like it wanted to go, so he put it back down, and he started and then the bike started revving, pinning off the rev limiter. He thought he was going to hurt the bike and everything else. And I don't know if something else was said, but just to put your hands on a corner worker like that is absolutely ridiculous. It's uncalled for. Like TJ said, you got to make an example out of somebody. You just can't go and slap a corner worker. I mean, they only have but so much training. I don't know if those are the same guys that travel the circuit with them, but it's probably not. But you just can't go around slapping people, slapping a corner worker. I mean, like pushing for Martin, pushing one of his own guys. That's one of your own guys, but slapping just some random person that's there, that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, now you have Marquez and a dangerous man sniffing 40 points back, and it's literally a fingertip on a trophy, and that's the worst thing you could have done.
So the penalty is just as what you're saying.
It has to be, man. It literally has to be. The penalty has to be justified. It is justified. Just, you pretty much slapped a guy. Like you didn't push him. You slapped the shit out of him. I'm like, this man, it wasn't a 2-piece. That was a straight 1-piece Mike Tyson. I'm gonna knock you out. Go to sleep type.
Oh man, I'm jacking this all up for sure. There we go, Tyson. What are your thoughts, man? You heard Reese and TJ. Is it unanimous? Your 40 million lawsuit, Chris Rock.
I mean, I definitely think it's harsh but fair. I didn't see the slap. The only thing I saw was like the face mush. And I remember when it came out, I was like, that might be a little stiff for just a mush. But like at the same time, like we're supposed to be professionals here. They're there sitting out in the hot sun all day, running out into the track to pick up your bike because you binned it. And, to get slapped by like some multi-millionaire who rides around a motorcycle for a living. Like, I think that's there's like a professionalism to that you just can't do. And I agree with, the stewards putting down that penalty of a race ban. You just had to nip that in the bud and be like, this is not going to be accepted from anybody, even the current championship leader on, the best bike. Like, we will penalize you for this, and it will be deserved. And I think it was deserved. Like I said, you can't
like a $10,000, $20,000, $100,000 fee.
That's nothing.
That's nothing. That's pennies. Exactly. That's chump change to them, man.
You got to hit them where they'll feel it, which is in their standings. You know what I mean? Like now, how dumb does he feel now? 2 Grand Prix, obviously the first one. Sorry, go ahead, Reese.
Right. Nah, you hit the guy. He felt that. Now you feel this.
I guarantee he will not do it again.
I agree with Tyson on this one, man.
I tried.
The message was clear with that. And I think it's clear to all the rest of the guys, like, don't try it. Like, if you ever have an idea again, you can look back to the former championship leader, and we said, fuck your championship.
There's plenty of situation where fans have put their hands on players and there's plenty of hands where like fans.
But you're a professional. You get paid money for this. It's different. When you're a professional level, you got to have some composure of yourself. And that's when if something goes down, same thing like you saw back in the day, not back in the day, but think it was like last season, the season before with Russell, Westbrook,
Yeah.
a fan, and he was like, "Yo, security, hey, do that, get this man out of here."
So change is happening, is what you're saying. Peace and love.
You can't be just smacked, man. That's like me coming up to you and I don't even know you. I'm just gonna smack the shit out of you. I'm making this kind of money.
When you say it like that.
Exactly. When we put it in that nature, man.
All right. Prosecution rest.
But hey, guys, I got to get out of here, man.
All right, man. Listen, enjoy yourself, man. Well deserved.
Yes, sir.
Man.
All right, I'm going to send you my pics, Rex.
All right. Peace.
All right.
You heard it from Reese from Attack Yamaha. The boy is on vacation. Appreciate him taking time out to come on and give his 2-piece. No biscuit, just a 2-piece. Let's talk about. Go ahead before we jump in.
No, sorry. I was going to say, do you think when Martin hit his manager, by them not making a penalty out of that, caused Bezzecchi to kind of think that it's okay to hit people? Obviously, I don't think that kind of had an effect, but do you think that?
No, I would say the backlash of Martin doing that initiated the powers to be to sit here and say we got to figure something. They probably were thinking about it for the next time. And like MotoGP, from what I can tell, they prefer things in real time. And so we've seen with rule changes and stuff like that. If they don't have a rule in place, they let it play out, and then the next round you hear rules that are in place. But I think this is something that should have been clear from a long time ago, because it's not the first riders put their hands on people. It's like, I'm not defending what he's done, but riders have pushed. He's not the first one. But I think so. Yeah, to answer your question, I think it initiated something, because we talked about it and we thought something serious should have happened when he did it. So that's why but he unfortunately, well, fortunately, when you're the first person to get reprimanded, that's what it is. But they do have to walk a fine line, I think, going forward. With it, you know what I'm saying? Regardless if it's a fan or an employee or whatever, right? Like if you're gonna do this for someone that put their hands on somebody, just do it across the board. But enough of that. Let's continue on, because even though that was drama, the racing was still fun to watch. And unfortunately for Bez, he didn't get any points, and unfortunately for me, I didn't get any points because of it. But I did. We were talking from the beginning of the season about Ducati. And, we were saying the struggles of Ducati. And, if Ducati starts to figure it out, they could be a problem. So what would Aprilia had to do? I think it was something like that, how I said it. But we see, Pecco won on Saturday. Mark won on Sunday. Pecco, led for 16 laps before got overtaken. It seems like Ducati's like the only bike that can get better as the season goes on. When you look at some of the other manufacturers and where they're at, is Aprilia in trouble? Sorry, TJ.
Ducati got the masterminds, man. They got Gigi. I mean, they're gonna figure it out, and I think they're definitely relying on Pecco to get it going, because with his struggles and kind of sort of affected things, especially with Mark being out a few rounds. But I think Aprilia is definitely in trouble because they have all these side distractions. These side distractions is going to affect a lot of races down the road, and we already seen it. Bezzecchi crashing out, putting his hands on people, Martin doing the same thing. Igor is the only one that's like really fighting, and Raul's kind of up there as well. But you got your satellite bikes trying to keep you afloat. They started off really well. They gotta hopefully maintain this before the summer break. But Ducati is definitely finding their way. And now that Mark Marquez is in his groove, and It's only time will tell. And it's a good race by Pecco, a good weekend by Pecco, and Digi is definitely staying relevant as well. So
Right.
think Perez in trouble.
Okay. What are your thoughts, Tyson, man, on where Ducati is this past weekend? I think that if Agura had other Aprilias around him to help the fight, I think it would have been a little bit more interesting in the mix. But what are your thoughts on, when you see Pecco and Marquez standing on podiums on the top step and they both look happy and they both look like they're best friends.
I mean, I love to see it. That Saturday, or sorry, the Sunday race.
Mm-hmm.
When it was Pecco and Mark, I was like, I'd be happy with this finish. Ducati 1-2, Pecco on the top. Like that'd be great. It is unfortunate that he lost a little bit of pace at the end and ended up third, but still third. Mark got that first. I think it's looking really good for them. And I remember a couple weeks back talking like once they start getting into this European calendar and going into the summer break, if they can really build some momentum, especially because Mark is so good at what is it? There's like 3 or 4 tracks coming up before the summer break where he's just like unstoppable at. Like if they can keep that momentum going, I think it would do pretty well, and they could turn their season around. And I thought the same thing about Mark too. I said, I don't think anyone else could have come back from. I mean, he hasn't quite done it yet, but come back from 100 points and win the championship. But if someone could do it, it would be Mark.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's certainly gotten quite lucky with the mistakes that Aprilia has been making. And it really is unfortunate for them that it's been these sort of weird situations. I'm not weird, but like, Jorge crashing out his teammate in the race on last weekend. And then Bezzecchi with his shenanigans this weekend. I mean, these are not the distractions you want to have going into your competitors' probably best tracks. Like you want to be on your point. Like, sure, say like they won on merit, like Ducati's won on merit, but like Bezzecchi was still just like right behind Mark these last 2 races. Like I would have a lot stronger feeling in Aprilia going into the summer break and these next couple races coming up. But right now, like they look like they're crumbling.
Right. Yeah. And we're going to dive more into Aprilia a little later. Let me ask guys, did you? I mean, this is tough for him because the factory team looks really good. I mean, what can Valley, the VR46 Academy do to keep this guy the top Ducati in the series, in the championship, and possibly even winning the championship? Because when Mark and Pecco was suffering for different reasons, this was the guy holding the flag high when Aprilia was shining. And this weekend, he joked and about his 2 fourth places that he might get his helmet designed like Valley did with the Roman numeral 4 when he got a pair of 4th places to show that he needs to be better. I mean, what can VR46 Academy do to show that they could be the second, non-factory team to possibly win a championship? Start TJ.
I mean, that's tough. I mean, for the guys that's ahead of him right now, it's like, it's just gotta be up front when the race starts. Like he did get on Q2, he was second on the grid, but going into that turn 1, you got to be up front. But he's just showing that he can do it. I mean, he did get 2 fourths. I mean, with the pace that Mark and Pecco and Igor had, I'm sure he could have been up there as well. I'm not sure. I mean, like it's kind of like his turn's coming, I want to say. But yeah, I think it's almost there. He almost got that chance. Like I mean, he's showing it. He's showing it. He's not like disappearing like Maverick and stuff like that. And he's showing that he got the pace. But I don't think you should give up on him.
Okay. All right. Tyson, what are your thoughts, man? I mean, VR46 Academy, VR46 the team. what can they do to maintain this guy and to get this guy? We've seen in the past where Valley's come out and said Ducati has to do more for Pecco, but it doesn't mean do less for Digia. Like just watching the weekend, I'm grateful for the guys in red, but I'm just like, dag, Digia, it's tough, and being taken out the week before with Martin. So when you talk about championship points. He's in a spot where he's the third guy in the championship, and when you hear these commentators talking about Mark is only 40 points down, it's kind of like you're just going to leapfrog over the guy in third place who's still pretty active. What are your thoughts, man?
I think it shows some of their confidence in Digia, but I think he's still looking good, especially with how well Mark and Pecco were riding. But I don't know what else VR46 can do for him. Like, I really don't know what to say. Like, he's just got to do better. That's tough to say. I mean, that's obviously tough to do, but watching him yesterday, like, he looked fast. He was doing well. I think he dropped a couple places in the race and then had to fight his way back into fourth. But I think he pretty much did what he could for that weekend. It would be nice to see him qualify a little bit higher up too. I mean, he has 2 poles on the season. Those are the first 3 races of the season. But I think that'd be a good start for him, is start qualifying better, get in a better spot to start your races off better, and not have to fight back points. I mean, we're talking about this with Like, is so quick, but he always doesn't qualify well, and he's just scraping back places throughout the race, and then by the time he gets to the end of the race, he's only 6th, 5th, or 4th, and can't really fight. Where here he got pole position and he got 2nd place.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's not a bad way. And the only guy that beats you is beating everyone. So you gotta feel good about that for sure. But let's talk about the overall. The proper race battle in the GP race and the sprint race. The first few laps are pretty crazy to watch. Very exciting. A lot of good battles in the beginning. What are your thoughts about the beginning of the race, TJ?
What are you talking about? The GP race or sprint?
GP. Let's go GP.
I mean, yeah, I think Iagora got out front and led a couple laps, and Pecco, it was fun to see how they would pass each other in the corners. Just it's a fast track, and for Pecco to take the lead and just Mark trailing him, it was good with the back and forth. And it was when Mark took the lead, it was just wanted to see how much extra he had in him. And it was pretty cool to see with the helicopter shot where it's just the little extra inches that he was getting. And, you could just see Mark was worried. He said in the press conference at the end that how he knew Iagora was behind him.
Right.
And then for them watching the Moto2 race where that last corner, it's a tough one where you can be overtaken. And Mark actually almost lost it in the last corner, second to last corner, and then going on to the straight because he knew Iagora was going to have his little last minute race pace. But it was really good to see Iagora get second. He's on his way. So I thought it was a really interesting race. Obviously, a couple of people didn't make it in there, like Pedro and Fabio, but those are the Yamaha guys. But it was tough to see Pedro go out because I think I picked him, and these KTMs, man, they're problems. I think they need to set a recall or something.
Yeah, no doubt. Tyson, man, what are your thoughts on the race, the battle? It was pretty exciting. A lot of fast pace and not the usual suspect, but it was good to see. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it was good to see. It was good to see Pecco with some, piss and vinegar in him. Actually fighting after and trying to take some positions back. Seeing him get the first place was great. And it was also, he looked good out there. He didn't look stiff. and it looked like he kind of felt that rhythm again. And it's good to see him up at the top of the grid, and I really hope he can keep this going into the next couple races and obviously the rest of the season. But it was good to see fighting with the sharp end of the grid this weekend versus some of the, I wouldn't say back markers, but the back end of 10th place kind of deal.
Right, yeah.
But and he was holding his own pretty well. It just looked like he kind of had like a pace he was trying to set. I feel like he could have probably fought more with Pecco, but chose to just kind of see what he could do and keep his tires going for the end of the race, because he knew that was where his strength would be against other riders.
Right.
And he showed it. Pecco started falling off as the race started getting long, and he passed Pecco and was trying to do the same to Mark. Speaking of Mark, it was good to see him actually use some of that racecraft that we know he has. Like, we know Mark is an animal, and we know, like, we've seen him just absolutely destroy lap records and do unreal times, pass somebody and then just start gapping them corner by corner. But it was good to see this reserved Mark of, like, he knew he could do it, but he's just like, there's no point. What's the point of just showing these guys that I'm faster than them just to, keep stretching your legs out front? Just sit behind them. Just stay with them. Don't use all of your energy. Don't use all of your tires. Wait for your moment. He picked his moment. He passed. My guess, he probably had a little bit more in him, but was just trying to conserve his energy and not stress his arm too much or his shoulder, and was just trying to do just enough to beat whoever was behind him. In that case, it was Iagora.
Right. I'm surprised. You think he had enough? He might have, but it was great to see. Is Pecco back? Is he back? Is it safe to say he's back right now? We saw the ups in the beginning and the downs, and it wasn't enough. But he's been kind of consistent these last few rounds. Is it safe to say he's back? And he could also throw his hat in the ring?
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying it a lot. When we see Pecco finally, get on the podium, we want to say that he's back because he's a two-time champion. And then the next weekend or two or three, he's not having a good time. But like Tyson was saying, he definitely looked really comfortable out there. He looked kind of free and, flowy. He didn't have that front end issue that he always complains about. So hopefully this excitement and this adrenaline for getting on the podium, you have that rush to like be up front again in the next race. So hopefully that can rub off a little bit. But I want to say that he is back. He just definitely has been improving in the last couple of rounds. But, when Mark is back and Mark started taking over, for some reason, Pecco seems to decline a little bit. So hopefully they're back to, both being up top if they can get past these Aquarius.
Right. Tyson, man, is Pecco back? The Mark is 40 points down. He's 53 points down. He's only 12 points behind Mark. If Mark can eye the title, being 13, 12 points back, 13 points back. You can start to at least get one eye on the title.
I don't know. I think it's too far out of reach for him. He would have to. I like his consistency. He's consistently third right now, but I hope he's back, and that's all I can say. Like, I don't quite trust him right now, because every time I'm like, it's good to see him again. He's terrible the next weekend, and so like I don't want to say it and jinx him, but he's been doing well, and like TJ said, like he was flowy today, and he's like, when he gets in this mood where he looks like he's on rails, and you're like, he can be dangerous today on the track, and then sometimes he just looks wicked stiff, and it's just like, what happened to that Pecco? What happened to the Pecco we just saw last weekend? But I am hoping this is him getting his confidence back, and he can keep pushing it. Like, I would love to see a Ducati 1-2. When was the last time we saw like a Ducati Lenovo 1-2?
Oh, for like the whole year? Yeah. Exactly.
Was it the beginning of last year?
There was a couple of rounds with Bastianini and Pecco.
Yeah, did Mark and Pecco ever have a 1-2? I don't think they did.
They might have last year. They might have had a couple, but not the whole year. Not like what
Yeah.
been doing so far, being 1-2 in the championship. So that'll be interesting. Let me ask guys, where does Bez do after this? What does Aprilia have to do after this? Is there going to be another intervention? We've seen it with the track house and the factory team. What does the head guy at Aprilia has to do? Do they reach out to a Bill Belichick, a Mike Brown, what a boy named Pat Riley? Do he start to go talk to some people, because like they're close to winning a championship if they can hold it together. And when you're there, you have to be steady, right? And so when you're seeing these things that are not normal to be happening in the Aprilia between last year and this year, all the drama and commotion, it's not something we've seen. And in this year now, it kind of like the imploding with all the antics and the things that are happening in this last one. Do they bring out an outside source to kind of see if they can kind of help them with the bigger picture? Do they kind of just keep going as is and just trust the current team that they have in place to get them past it? I mean, is it no big deal for where they're at, or should there be something more? What are your thoughts, TJ?
First of all, that Bezzecchi incident, that was wild, and don't think it should have happened. And I think the penalty was served pretty harsh, and I think Bezzecchi should just forget it happened, go back to winning, and move on. Get back to where Aprilia started. It's kind of a slap in the face. See, like almost him throwing his season away. It's kind of a wake up call. Fire up in his ass, like, what the hell are you doing? But overall, I don't think they need like a mediator to like figure out what their team is doing. Maybe they need to go out to like a comedy show or amusement park together. For summer break, maybe spend like a week together, some ride bicycles or something. I don't know. A team activity.
Okay. All right. So keep it in-house.
Yeah, keep it in-house. But I think Bezzecchi should just go back to Bezzecchi. The Bezzecchi we know, because we didn't see that coming, and I never saw that out of him. Right. I don't think I've ever seen a rider slap a marshal. I mean, I've seen, like you said, I've seen like the push marshals, but like a slap, no, nothing like that. And seeing like a lace slap other riders, like Morbidelli, seeing all that, but not a marshal. So like
I'm saying,
that was unexpected to me. So I think he should just need to snap out of that, move on.
Okay.
Not act like it never happened, but get back to winning.
He's already apologized and stuff like that, and the guy came out and said he understand and all that. So I mean, I think it's moved on. What are your thoughts, Tyson? I mean, do you agree with TJ? Keep it in house. Does I think it's Massimo Rivera? Does he go out and LeBron James and the Cavs are over that way? Does he go spend a weekend with them and talk to them and see what it was like to come back? Jordan's on vacation over there in the Greek islands or Greece somewhere. Does he go over there and talk to Mr. J and say, listen, man, you did it twice in two different sports. What do we got to do in these situations? I mean, I guess, talking to Jordan might make more sense because of NASCAR and just the team is a little bit different. But what are your thoughts, man? In-house or go seek help?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think they need to seek out help, but I don't know how much faith I put in Rivola to turn the ship around. It's just some of his comments from this weekend and like how he's talking about the Bezzecchi situation. I was like, I don't know if that's necessarily the kind of responses that you should be giving out. Like, you probably should be like, yeah, we deserve this kind of thing. Just take it on the nose and look forward. And yet he's still trying to like stir the pot, saying like, oh, sometimes you got to spank your kids kind of deal. And it's like, was that really necessary? Like, bro, you're number one rider in the championship right now and from last year just got suspended for slapping a marshal, and that you think that's the appropriate response. So it may
MotoGP
be
is pretty
from
cutthroat.
what's up?
So MotoGP is pretty cutthroat.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but aren't the Europeans supposed to be classy or something? Like, damn, like this is shit I'd expect in like NASCAR, you know? Like at that point, shit, just let them fight, you know? Just have boxing matches between like whoever, Kyle Larson or whoever they are, and uh, spectators. But yeah, I don't. How do they turn it around? I mean, I feel like Bez. I feel like the pressure may be getting to Bez because like I don't think he's ever like necessarily acted out or like been angry, but I've definitely know that he's had like situations with Mark where, you know, Mark did something or crash and it fucked with Bez. And so then Bez went to the media and just started stirring the pot with that. So like those are obviously two very different
Right.
expressions of your frustration. Um
No, that might have been an out of body experience.
yeah.
I mean, when
I
you're
just think it was
go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's just the pressure, you know. Like I just think that was just, he was like, I need to do well this weekend, and just was
Yep.
like, I need to do. What are you doing? Like I don't care what's going to happen. I'm going to pick this bike up and I'm going to put it back on the track and grab points. That's
Right.
all he was thinking about. Like
Yeah.
I honestly don't think he was thinking about Jorge Martin or any other situation. Maybe after he hit him, he was probably like, oh shit, that was not a good move. But
No, I agree. I agree about the pressure and being there. And I think, last year he had a lot of pressure, but he didn't have a lot of pressure because no one had expectations. But it's hard to sit here and be leading the championship for so long and not kind of, literally dream about it or daydream about it. And when you got your factory teammate that is in second place, and if he gets his act together, could win a championship, and he knows how to win one. You got Agura, who another on a bike as well, and he's in between Bagnaia and Marquez, so right below Marquez, so he could win as well on a pro year. And then you got Marquez, who knows how to win, and Bagnaia, who knows how to win as well. So I think he was more up. I think what. But I'm not making excuses for it. But I think what Bezzecchi did is the equivalent of when you see these tennis players lose their ish and break a racket. In that moment, they're just so upset, and like you guys said, they're using him to make an example of it. And it sounds like the consensus is that the crime, the punishment fits the crime, and so forth. But I do think sometimes, outside voice can help you, maybe see something you didn't see before. And it's a coin toss. And they'll never tell us if they did or not. But a conversation when you are running a whole team, Bez got somebody to talk to because he can go to Rossi. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure mechanics and everybody else got somebody to go to. But when you're the head honcho, who do you go to talk to? You know what I'm saying? And most successful people in business have mentors, so or people they have conversations with and so forth. So I think for Aprilia, leadership got to figure something out to keep the ship steady, and whatever's already happened to not make them lose any more points by it, because that'd be tough. With that said, guys, Raul's been riding pretty decent. It sounds like he may have a contract with Trackhouse for next year. And I was talking that he might, that could he do anything to save it? If the rumor mills are true, it's possible that Raul could save his seat. With that said, how do you guys feel about that? I mean, and should he get another? Should Trackhouse to say, hey, listen, man, keep doing what you're doing. You're 8th in the championship right now. If you can finish top 5 in the championship, we can give you some money. What are your thoughts, TJ? Raul?
I mean, he's been definitely climbing. He's been showing what he can do. He definitely deserves to stay. I do hate when riders come and go so quickly, especially with like the type of machinery they're on. If they can't be super competitive, but it's cool that if the room is true, that for him to be on Trackhouse, I think he's a good rider for a satellite team. I mean, I don't think he can get a factory seat yet. He hasn't really shown or won anything. But I definitely think staying on the same team, hopefully with the same managers, definitely helps you along the way. So I think it's a good move.
Right. What are your thoughts, Tyson? I mean, is he shown enough? And just keep doing what he's doing? Does he need to get a little bit better?
That's a race winner, Raul Fernandez. You put some respect on that man's name, all right? How dare you? I think he's earned it. Like I've said it plenty of times on the podcast. Like this guy was dogged for a couple of years, and I love this turnaround story. I love this. There's so many riders that I've rooted for in the past where I'm like, I know you're so good, you could do so well, and then just like their careers just keep petering, and they go.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's such a shame. But like this is one of those rare moments where you're like, yes, finally somebody who like kind of had like, like you may not be here very long, and they turn it around to like say like, no, I'm gonna be here for a little bit longer, and I love to see it. It's great. Like if he gets a contract with Trackhouse, it's great. I mean, he's doing exactly what they want. Both him and I think are great for Trackhouse. And it's too bad they're losing both of them. If I was them, I'd probably try to keep both of them because they are quite good riders and they're clearly hungry. Like sure, they get unlucky and they have moments where they have a shit race, but they're doing exactly what they want them to do. And I don't know. There's other guys on this grid who I don't know if they would necessarily be doing better than these two guys are. Like
right.
Frankie Morbidelli, like Jesus Christ, like dude's 14th in the championship. He's been above 10th once, and that was the first race of the season. Like
he got a third.
You know what I mean?
He got a third place. That was a lot of
crap.
In a sprint. In a sprint. Sorry, my bad. Like the riders, I barely count them.
So yeah, I hear you. I hope the rumors are true, and I hope that he does have a ride for next season. And
do we know who their other rider's going to be? Like, do you know who any of Trackhouse's riders are?
No, I don't. I don't know who the other one might be. It could be Luca Marini, because if Bulaga is going to VR46 alongside Algado. No, there's someone else coming up. Fermin Aldeguer. Sorry, Fermin Aldeguer is also going to be the other rider.
Where's Digia going?
So Digia is getting the Golden KTM alongside Alex Marquez. If the rumors are true. If the rumors are true, because that's why when he won the race, Rossi was like, "You sure you don't want to stay?" So nothing like having an open mic, right? So
one around him.
Yeah. So I think I don't know who the second rider will be for Trackhouse. So I hope it's Raul, and I don't know who the other one would be to get the seat. So that'd be interesting to see what happens. Is Diego Marrero low key rookie of the year? I mean, the guy he's a very consistent rider for a rookie. What are your thoughts on his performance? I mean, I know the Honda, once he learns how to manage the tires, if he can figure that out before the end of the year, this guy could get on the podium. What are your thoughts on how Diego was riding this weekend, TJ?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's only going against Toprak, who's not on a great bike, but Diego's had more moments already. Fighting with Marc Marquez in the beginning of the season or a couple of rounds ago. He's showing that he could run up front. I think he's been in Q2 quite a few times. And you can tell that the first couple of races, he didn't really go down, but now that he's getting a little faster and finding his ways, not that you want to have accidents, but he's having a couple of spills where I feel like he's understanding and you can see he's going to be improving. So I thought he did okay this weekend. I see the way in the sprint. Where did he get? I think he crashed out in the sprint. But did he, or was that last round?
He crashed out.
No, he crashed out in the sprint.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he got 11th, but that's solid. Obviously, you want top 10, but he is a rookie.
Yeah,
still learning.
Yeah, he was up front for a little bit too. Not up front, but he was doing better.
Yeah, he was like his fifth or sixth for a little while.
Yeah. I mean, so what are your thoughts, Tyson? Man, I mean, we got a couple of rounds before the summer break, but the guy's looking pretty quick.
Yeah, he's definitely got a lock on Rookie of the Year for sure. I like Top Rack, but that Yamaha is utter trash. The other thing too is he's young. Top Rack is a proven commodity at this point. Maybe not in MotoGP per se, but I think he's deserved it, Diego. But I think he could pull off a podium at some point this season. He's looking quick, especially in a sprint race where he doesn't have to worry about tire deg so much. But if he could figure out some tire deg in his late race sort of, maybe not necessarily pace, but just late race finishes and maintaining his positions, I think he'll pull off some good numbers. And I think we'll see him at like a similar sort of standing with Luca Marini, who seems to be the only other half decent Honda.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think
other than Zarco, but he's hurt.
Yeah.
Can we clap it up for Mir though for finishing sixth?
Yes.
We can. I'm happy for him. I didn't realize that he finished fifth, man. I mean sixth. Hey, man.
Oh, fifth. Excuse me, fifth. He's going to finish fifth.
Yeah, he did. You're right. Whoa, what's up with the quietly too? Okay,
right.
Okay, then.
It's wild too. He's crashed out of more races than he's finished this year.
Yeah,
like GPs.
Yeah,
that is wild.
Nice. That is a good finish for him. I mean, yeah, it's a great finish for him. Because you got to at least keep it upright, man, to get to the podium. So, speaking of a podium, Acosta looks like he and KTM are kind of feeling some issues. Like I said earlier in the show, it seems like Ducati is getting faster. I think that's been their MO, except for last year. I think that they figure it out. We've seen last year and the year before where KTM doesn't get faster. I know this is the first round that Acosta didn't have the best outcome like he's been doing before. I mean, he's still fourth in the championship, I believe. Let me get back to that page.
He's sixth
in the championship right now. And I don't know how close they are in points, but what are your thoughts on where KTM is at and Acosta, TJ?
I mean, Acosta is definitely holding KTM down. Without him, there probably be where Yamaha's at. I mean, this beginning of the season, they were doing decent, and as you see, they're trying to get faster or figure something out, but it's not working. They have bikes cut out, a lot of mechanical issues, and it's costing their race. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. They need to figure that out. They definitely need to figure out that issue to get back to where they were. I mean, Pedro Acosta, like I said, is the only one that is, protecting him. I'm sure he's not happy what's going on. Like for that to happen at the end of the race, and that's just a lot of points and to lose. It's very detrimental to their team. So they do got to figure something out.
I agree. A lot, a lot there. And the mechanicals are the worst. You know what I mean? Those are definitely the worst. What are your thoughts, Tyson?
I mean, he's basically willing KTM into third place as a constructor. Like, without them, like without Pedro, where would they be? Frankly, like, I think they would be fighting with Honda for third, or at least a much closer fight for third.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what they can do. I agree with you though. They seem to come out with like strong-ish bikes for the first quarter of the season, where they look like they're comfortably third best bike on the grid, and then as the season progresses, it seems like they become weaker and weaker compared to their rivals, which is Honda and Yamaha. And I mean, with these new owners or creditors for KTM, like, what I'd really like to see, like, as hopes for next year, is them actually continuing development of their bike throughout the season. Like, I'm not saying full on like championship fight development, but like at least some improvements, working on that chassis or whatever needs to be done to make this like a serviceable bike. Like, you can't just have one person keeping your entire team's constructor title or constructor hopes alive. They've got to make sure that Pedro's getting faster, but also their other riders are getting faster, more consistent. And as you said, those mechanicals are the worst. Like, I mean, a rider makes a mistake and they crash. I mean, I can chalk that up to like, they gave it an attempt, shit happens. But your bike having a mechanical on the grid, like, I feel like that's a team failure.
No, I agree. I mean, I think that, Costa might need to start hanging out with the CFO, making sure the money gets to the right place.
I mean, we could do it. I mean, like,
they somehow always get the speed traps, though. They can get the top speed in certain tracks, but whatever they do is not working.
No, the consistency is definitely. Before we get out of here, guys, I had 2 questions, but I think I might just stop at one. Just this past weekend or the past few weekends, seeing Marquez and Pecco. I mean, this season, if they continue this way, this could be a 2008 Rossi Lorenzo season where both of these guys are fighting for the championship on the same bike, especially after the summer break. I know Pecco's down, but he's come back from a 97 deficit before, 97 points deficit to win his first title in MotoGP. It was fun to watch. Do you think that they can maintain this where they're at right now to give us that kind of excitement throughout the year, or I should just go to bed and stop comparing the 2008 season to these guys? Let's start with TJ.
No, anything's possible, and if Pecco does wake up and finish consistently, at least top 5 for the rest of the season, and show the Pecco that we know. And obviously, if Mark does his thing, they will end up fighting for the championship, because if Aprilia doesn't get their act together, we'll see, Martin and Bezzecchi fall. And Pedro Acosta, is just hanging on right now. So we're obviously skipping over Digi, but, I feel like the Factory Boys will bring out the entertainment. I think it's possible.
Okay.
All it takes is for Bez to crash out one more Grand Prix or one more sprint, and now it's just equal. Fair game. So he has a chance right now to redeem himself. But for Pecco being in 7th right now, he's only 5 points behind Acosta. So he's he can be 6th really easy, and he's in the runnings.
Oh yeah, I mean, no, I think he can get to 6 pretty quickly. Getting past top 5 and 4 might be hard. With he's gonna have to. Well, let's put it like this: if Aprilia keeps messing up, getting top 1 and 2 and 3 is gonna be hard, because Aprilia is just gonna give up 1 and 2. Because I think for Pecco, it's gonna be hard to beat Marquez and Agura right now. So we'll see. But I you know what I mean?
Top 5 at least.
Yeah. Nice. What are your thoughts, Tyson?
I'm excited. I agree with you. This could come down to the end. The way it's currently working out, like, I can see sort of all the trajectories coming to the end. But the cool part about this too, though, it's 2 manufacturers and their top riders who could fight for this. Like, Jorge Martin could still very much attempt to win the championship.
Mm-hmm.
You still got Bezzecchi in the championship. And I think Marquez, or if Pecco keeps this pace up and the Aprilias keep messing up, like, I think it's very likely he could just sneak his way into, like, and just quietly, without some fanfare, getting to 5th, 4th, 3rd. And before you know it, he's, all 4 of these guys could be within 10 points of each other going into the final race. And I mean, that would be amazing. I would love to see that, just an all-out knockdown brawl between the top 4 riders and the top 2 bikes.
Right. I'll say top 5, because I think Agura is going to be there.
I hope so.
I think it did. At the moment, I think Agura will stay there, and we'll see if Digi can get there, right? But I mean, he's in 3rd place in the championship. But after this past weekend, I think those 6 riders at the moment Even though we're kind of leapfrogging Acosta because it's a KTM. But I think 3 Aprilia and 3 Ducatis could fight for the championship.
I agree. I think that'd be awesome. Probably a little unlikely for some of them, but I would love to see it. And for your point about development for the bike, like if any team is going to has the budget and the will to keep developing their current bike, it's going to be Ducati.
Yeah.
Like I definitely think Aprilia is going to try to throw money to win their first championship, obviously, but I don't know if they have the same kind of pocketbook that Ducati has and Ducati's willing to put down on.
I agree, guys. I agree. I think that's all the questions. Do I have? I don't know if I got the travel and all. Do I have the scores? I don't think I have the scores. We'll probably have the scores for Wednesday coming up as far as who gets the what. That's my bad, but traveling sometimes take away. So we get out of here, guys. I want to thank you guys for coming on. My name is Rex45. It's the Be Forever Cool podcast. We got Tyson. We got TJ with 2 Wheels and Coffee. We didn't talk about the classic, but I think we're going to talk about it on Wednesday. So, we'll see who's going to show up for Wednesday. But, we'll talk about the classic on Wednesday. Peace. What?
I say that.
Oh, okay. Suzuki
top 2 Suzuki. Yeah. Suzuki 1 and 2.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. All right. I see what you're doing. It's the Be Forever Cool podcast. Peace.